All right, so we've solved systems of equations using graphing and substitution. That's what we did last time. That's what that long video was last time. Now we're going to do it with elimination. And honestly, I think elimination is the better method. I think it's cleaner. There's not as many steps to it, okay? So let's just look. Like this one, when Aldebaran and Arya, my dogs, decided they wanted to improve my yard instead of destroy it, they went and brought grass and sod, and we solved it, and we went through with graphing. So we graphed the lines, and these lines were kind of ugly, but we got the 0.129, so it was $12 for a foot squared of grass sod, and $9 for a pot of ivy. Okay, and then we did the same thing solving with substitution. And with substitution, we solved that red equation for V, went and plugged it back into the blue equation, and then went down and solved it, and we got the same answers. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to solve with elimination. And I put Beyonce meme on here because why not? Because Beyonce is queen of everything. All right, so let's look at this. So we have these 3 story problems that we were working with last time. So let's just work with these again. So we're going to use these same story problems, but now we're going to solve it with elimination. Okay? So basically, elimination, to eliminate means just to remove one of the variables. And when you remove one of the variables, then you can go through and you're just left with that last variable. Okay, so let's do this one. And remember, we can set up our equations if we let B equal blueberry and C equal cherry. Well, for that, let's just read this story problem again. So Pearl and Ivory are selling pies for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy blueberry and cherry pies. Pearl sold 1 blueberry and 10 cherries for $106. And Ivory, why is that hard for me to say? Sold 6 blueberry pies and 12 cherry pies for $156. We want to find the total cost of each. So if Pearl sold 1 blueberry pie, that's 1B, plus 10 cherry pies, so plus 10C equals 106. Then Ivory sold 6 blueberry pies plus 12 cherry pies for a total of 156. Okay, and now we need to figure out which variable to solve. So I put this little chart over here. So first, the elimination method, we want to know to eliminate X or Y. Well, in this case, it's B's and C's, so let's just say B or C. First, you check, well, are there any of them that are equal? In this case, we have 1B and 6B, that's not equal. 10C and 12C, not equal. So no, they're not, but we have to make them the same by finding the least common multiple and using multiplication. So in this case, let's eliminate B's. Since we have that 1B right here, I think it's going to be a little bit easier to get rid of those B's. Okay. So I am going to multiply, since that bottom equation is 6B, since this right here is 6B, we want the top equation, we want this right here to be negative 6B. Because then we can just add those together and they're going to cancel out. So that means in order to get that top equation to be negative 6B, I have to multiply it by negative 6. Okay, and when you multiply this, this has to multiply into all 3 of those. Okay, so this becomes negative 6B minus 60C equals negative 636 because it multiplies to every single one there. Okay, and then we can just add these equations. So those 6B's are gone. 12C minus 60C is negative 48C. And 156 minus 636 is negative 480. Finish solving for C, just divide by that negative 48, and you get C equals 10. So that means the cost of a cherry pie is $10. Okay, and then we can take that, and I just rewrote these equations over here since we had messed with them a little bit. We can take that C and we can plug it into either one of these equations. So I could plug it in right there, or I could plug it in right there. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. I think I plugged it into the green equation. Yeah. So 1B plus 10 times 10 equals 100. So that's B plus 100 equals 106. Subtract that 100, so B equals 6. So that means the cost of a blueberry pie is $6 and the cost of a cherry pie is $10. Which, if you look back at that old video, that's exactly what we got when we did this on the other video. Okay, let's do the Aldebaran and Aria one. So my amazing little cute puppies are trying to fix my yard. What a sight that would be. So let's set up equations. So it says Aldebaran spent $270 on 12 feet of grass sod and 14 pots of ivy. Aria spent $96 on 5 feet of grass sod and 4 pots of ivy. So let's set up equations. Let's let G equal grass sod and V equal pots of ivy. So that's going to be 12G so this is Aldebaran. So 12 feet of grass sod, so that's the 12G, plus 14 pots of ivy, so that's the 14V, equals 270. Then this one, we have 5 feet of grass sod and 4 pots of ivy, so 5G plus 4V equals 96. Okay, and this one we're going to eliminate V, and honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have chose to eliminate G's. Doesn't really matter because, like, 5 doesn't go into 12, 4 doesn't go into 14, so there's not, like, an easy way to do this. Really, you have to do them both the same. So to do this one, we want to multiply the blue equation by 4. Okay, and we want to multiply the red equation by negative 14. Since I don't really know what the common factor is or the common multiple is, let's just take the 4. So I'm taking this and multiplying it up here. So I'm going to multiply that by 4. I'm going to take the 14. I'm just going to negate it, make it negative, and multiply it on the bottom by negative 14. So that we have opposite signs, but they have the same number right there. Okay. So we're going to multiply that top equation by 4, the bottom equation by negative 14. For the top equation, I get 48G plus 56V equals 1,080. For the bottom equation, I get negative 70G minus 56V equals negative 1,344. And notice we got that 56 right there. Okay, we did that on purpose. That's why, because 4 times 14 is 56. Negative 14 times 4 is negative 56. So we wanted that 56 right there. But then, so we got it, and now we can just add these together. Okay, and I always negate it because I like adding more than subtracting. I think it's a little bit easier. You don't have to deal with like a double negative or anything. Okay, so then those 56 V's cancel. 48G minus 70G is negative 22G. 1,080 minus 1,344 is negative 264. Divide by that negative 22 and you get G equals 12. So that means 1 foot squared of grass sod is $12. Okay, because G stood for grass sod. Now we just need to plug it into one of these equations. I'm just going to use the top equation. So I'm going to plug a 12 in right there. So 12 times 12 plus 14V equals 270. Well, that's 144 plus 14V equals 270. Subtract that 144 and you get 14V equals 126. Divide by 14, so V equals 9. Which means that the cost of 1 foot squared of grass sod is $12 and 1 pot of ivy is $9. Okay. Okay, this last one. So senior class at Corner Canyon and Alta planned separate trips to the water park. The senior class at Corner Canyon rented and filled 11 vans and 4 buses with 379 students. And Alta rented and filled 7 vans and 14 buses with 917 students. Now, Alta does not have that many more students than us, and we definitely have more in our senior class than 379, but go with it. We want to know how many each van carried and how many each bus carried. So we're going to let the V equal vans and B equal buses. So we have 11V, so for the 11 vans, plus 4B for the 4 buses equals 379. That's for Corner Canyon. And then we have 7V plus 14B equals 917 for the Alta school. Okay. And again, let's eliminate B's. And I know that 4 and 14 both go into 28. So I can multiply the 4 by, I'm not sure why I did this. I think, so we could do it the same way that we did this one. I'm going to go back. So see how, because we had the 4 and 14 here, right? And I multiplied that top equation by 4 and the bottom by 14. You can always do that. In this case, I guess when I was going through this, I was like, oh, light bulb. So if you have this light bulb moment and you realize that 4 and 14 both go into 28, then we can multiply the 4 by 7, because that's going to give us 28. So we can multiply that blue equation by 7, and we can multiply the red equation by 2, and I would negate it, so negative 2, to make that a 28. Again, like in the last problem, I had the 4 and 14 there also. You can just multiply like that blue equation by 14 and the red equation by negative 4 if you wanted to. It's going to work the same exact way. You're going to end up in the same exact place. Okay, so if we multiply that blue equation by 7, you end up with 77v plus 28b equals 2,653. Multiply the red equation by negative 2, and you get negative 14v minus 28b equals negative 1,834. Okay, add those together, the b's cancel. 77v minus 14v is 63v, and 2,653 minus 1,834 is 819. Divide by that 63, and you get v equals 13. So that means 13 students can fit into one van. Okay. Now we just have to solve it for b, and this is where you kind of use like a substitution type thing. We're going to plug in v equals 13 into that v up there. So you have 7 times 13 plus 14b equals 917, which that is 91 plus 14b equals 917. Subtract that 91 and you get 14b equals 826. Divide by 14 and you get b equals 59. So each bus can hold 59 students. Okay. I love systems of equations. Actually, systems are pretty cool because, like, it's more real world-ish stuff. Like, you can set up systems to figure out, like, what's the best job to take, whether you should buy a certain house or, like, different things. So there's more real-world applications to this. But anyways, yeah, cool. There's the video. So that's it. Bye.